Hello. That's the song. That's the way the song goes. Good morning, morning, Mike's Thursday. We didn't think this was happening today. We didn't think it was happening today because I was got a last minute offer to take off to Idaho, to a fancy place in Idaho and play golf and freeload and mooch and the whole thing, baby. And I said, I got to do it. But I don't want to miss Morning Mike's because I really love it. So this is a problem. What do I do? And then all of a sudden, guy texts me last night. He says, hey, plane's delayed. We're leaving at 10 a.m. as opposed to 6 a.m. Pacific time. So guess what? We're back in the game. Good morning. What's going on around the world here? Let's see where everybody is. Is anybody in Boston where trucks are getting storoed? We just learned about the term storo. It's unbelievable. If you've been to Boston, spend any time in Boston, you know about Storrow Drive, right? Storrow Drive is right along the Charles River. It goes by Cambridge and Harvard and all that. It's kind of quaint, but the bridges are old school and they're low hanging. And so people, trucks, especially kids moving back into college, they ram into the low hanging bridges because they're just stupid and they haven't driven U-Hauls and things like this before and they haven't thought about it and just bam. And so it happens like a lot at this time of the year. But if you go to the dictionary, you can't find the word storo, but it's a local term because it's named after James Jackson Storrow, the 1900s businessman who had Storrow Drive. It was actually named after him. So like people say, oh, wait, you see those dumb college kids? They got Storrowed right there over there at their U-Haul pulling into MIT. Even the MIT students. Let's see. Who's out there? Good morning. Good morning. Yeah. Here we go. Outside. There's Jackie's from Boston right there. Hey, Billy. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Wicked, stupid, right? I mean, come on. Pay attention. What are you doing? We almost got stood up by the Bushman. Yeah, you almost did. The Bushman, my father told me as a young man, he said, hey, don't take the better offer. Don't be the guy that takes the BO. You got a commitment here. But some guy, the guy that plays an NBA player, pro basketball guy, he recently retired. And he's like, yo, you want to ride? I said, yes, I am America's guest. I'm the best freeloader there is. So you got to, but listen, I'll get on somebody's private jet. I don't care where it's going. I don't even ask. I'll just get on. I ain't paying for one, I'll tell you that. Good morning from England. Hello, darling. Richard, it's lovely to hear from you. The Clutchman. How did you know about the Clutchman? This is I wear these all the time. That's me. That's it. That's a silhouette of me jumping off of a wall with a 7-iron in my hand after retrieving a ball, which I did pump out of bounds. Jumping off a wall, my partner caught me in midair. And we made little Clutchman logo bands and I hand them out. So we'll get one to you. Pumpkin spice latte time. Is it not? Are we getting to that point? Oh my God, Labor Day weekend is upon us. How many people are blowing off Friday and collecting that Monday on the other side too? Taking it from both sides. I like that. That's please don't clip off that quote and use it out of context. I just want I don't work Fridays anyway. I think part of my new endeavor is no Fridays. And I kind of think it's a good thing in America. Like no Fridays. Keep Fridays for your life and your relationships. Billy Steve, good morning, Standard. Ooh, DA Michael Morrissey's today, 3 to 5 p.m. Stand out and Howie Carr at 2 with Alan Jackson and Karen Reed.
Billy, it's Peter Murphy. That's Peter.
Oh, is it Peter? Oh, yeah, Peter. I know Alan Jackson and Karen Reed are going on Howie Carr's. This is Karen Reed's first interview. Breaking news. This is big. Alan and Karen will be on the Howie Carr radio show in Boston He's a great Howie Carr is an absolute legend. I love his voice. I could listen to it all day. It's I mean, books on tape. Good night stories by Howie Carr. That's what I want. But yeah, this is her first interview. I mean, Karen has been very deliberate about getting her life back. When I met with Alan and Jackson, and we had a Vesper Martini together at Houston's, I said, "Why hasn't she been out there? Why hasn't she done these interviews?" And he said, "Look, when you live in fight or flight for 3.5 years, you've got to give yourself a minute to chill out." Hey, Steve, shoot a link. Shoot a little link to Peter Murphy. We got to check in with Peter. Peter, we're coming after you right now. Steve's going to reach out to you. We gotta check in and get a little Boston vibe between the
Yes,
star
for sure.
all over town and Karen Reed and Alan Jackson together in studio today in Boston. It's big. It's big. And yes, I've seen the let's get that chat section going there, Pilly. There's a big a piece of casting news that was announced today. We all love casting in the Karen Reed trial, don't we? Does anybody want to take a guess who's playing Karen Reed? And this is not in the series that she and Alan are producing. This is for Amazon Prime. You are absolutely correct. Sun Chaser Susan. Elizabeth Banks is going to play Karen Reed in an Amazon Prime series. I used to live like a mile from Elizabeth Banks in Park City. She was living there. I had a house there. And I used to throw a Christmas party every year. I'm telling you, man, it was fun. All kinds of people used to show up to this Christmas party. Elizabeth Banks, when she moved in, I bumped into her when she had just arrived. And I said, "Hey, Christmas party." She came. My brother was so embarrassing. He's a very successful, healthcare guy. But my brother's like, "Oh, my God." He's like, the whatever hunting games. Here, can I please take? And he's taking pictures and selfies. I'm like, "Stop it. Stop it. It's a Christmas party at the house. Leave her alone." So many people went through that house. We had a charity event for Operation Smile, and Lady Gaga shows up to my house in a pink fur coat. This is when she was dating, what's the name of the guy? Taylor Kinney? Tyler Kinney, I think. Yeah. Anyway, she shows up and she says, "Darling, make me a martini, will you?" I'm like, so old school and stuff, in a pink fur coat. Fake fur, I assume. I made a martini for her. But we had Elizabeth Banks and Lisa Kudrow and her husband, Michel, who's a Frenchman. They used to show up all the time. And it was wild. All kinds of people in that place. But Elizabeth Banks, I think she'll be an amazing Karen Reed. I think the accent will be dead on. She'll have a little Boston twang in there. She'll be very good. We never thought of her, by the way, when we were casting, right? We never came up with that. Anyway, here's a good morning from Marcy Carnaggio. Hey, baby, good morning. And Steve from Toluca Lake. Oh, she's local, man. Toluca Lake is right over there at the foot of Universal Studios in, Studio City area, Toluca Lake. Very nice. Bob Hope used to live there. Peter, Pumpkin Eater. Where is he? We love Peter Murphy from the Canton Police Department. We'll see if we can get a hold of him. Peter, I think Steve texted you a link, so click on it when you're ready, honey. I'm into that wall covering behind you, Billy. Hey, honeybee. Yeah, it's kind of the bamboo vibe here. The whole room it's vibey. I'll show the whole room is, let me show if I don't mess this up. Yeah, there's the bed. Look at that. It's kind of cool. I'm sitting here by the door. It's a very small little chamber. There's a little bathroom right there. Wow, that is the extent of my home tour. He sticks the landing. The Bushman sticks the landing, and off we go. Yeah. Oh God. What are you doing this weekend? It's Labor Day weekend. Like it's time to get out in the boat, right? Do a little barbecue, and I'll tell you what. Yeah, here we go. I don't know if we should continue to assume that people with private jets are not psycho or at least frauds. Yeah, that I don't think he has one. I think he's using one. It's too expensive for me. I got to tell you, no. I mean, if someone's going to give you a ride, what are you going to do? I mean, it's like Blue Origin. Everybody jumped all over Katy Perry and Gail King for going on that rocket. Someone asked me to get on a rocket and go check out space. I'm sorry. I'm going. Is it Labor Day weekend? I know. Yeah, it is. Isn't that wild? And by the way, it should be a short week next week. Should be every week, as we say. Lupus Mom, we love you. Yes, a 4-day work week, right? Isn't that nice? I think we should all have that. I love that. I'm super psyched for yeah. Oh, how can we listen to it? For Karen Reed on the Howie Carr radios. I would just it's what is it? WEEI? What? No, that's the sports radio network. Is that where Howie Carr is? He's the political guy. I don't quite know, but I can tell you if you just Google Howie Carr radio show and go 2:00 today, he does afternoon drive legendarily in Boston. So you'll find it, right, Steve?
Yeah, I think he's being from Boston. I think he's 680. And while I'm here, I want to welcome in our good friend.
Oh my God,
Hey,
Peter Murphy, Sergeant Peter Murphy, right there, a longtime Canton police officer, an absolute warrior in the freedom campaign for Karen Reed, an absolute stalwart warrior and dear friend of Hot Mike's. Peter, I love you. How are you, pal?
Hey, good morning to you guys. Are you back on the West Coast? Are you still east?
I'm on the West Coast.
I got you. All right.
It's
I know
but
you were-
early right now.
I know you were trying to take that tournament up there in the beautiful state of Maine recently, but anyways, a friend of mine was up there playing that course a couple of weeks ago, and he saw your name on the leaderboard. So congrats to you for that.
The Bushman is a hustler out there, Peter. Here's what I want to hear. Here's what I want to hear on the Howie Carr radio show today when Alan Jackson and Karen Reed are in studio together. I want to hear this. All right, caller from Canton. How are you, Peter? Peter, you're on the air. Yeah, long-time listener, first-time caller. This is Peter, and then you fire. If you could call in and ask one question to Karen or Alan or both, what would it be, Peter?
I would probably say, what's the over/under on when the Department of Justice is going to come in with a half dozen buses and lock everybody's asses up?
Good one. And what do you think? And Alan would have a legal read on that. Karen would probably play it polite. But DA Michael Morrissey, I mean, the last we heard about him, the guy that oversees Norfolk County and put on this whole charade, his popularity is so unbelievably low, like 4%. We heard his wife was pressuring him not to run because, I mean, you could put Bugs Bunny's name on that list and Bugs Bunny would outrate him at this point. You think he's stepping down? Just
it's hard to say. These people are so brazen and so emboldened and have dug their heels in so deep to try to keep their I guess their narrative going and stay out of jail. He might seek it again just to stay in power and try to keep a tab on things. I really don't know how that's going to go.
Yeah, he's. I heard that he's on the. I heard that he comes on after Karen. I heard he's on. Someone in the chat section said that Michael Morrissey is supposed to be on the same radio station as Karen and Alan. Yeah, but at different times.
Wow, that's news to me. But I miss a lot at my age, Billy. So I'm not sure. But
look at this woman. Look in the chat section here, Peter. Nita says, "Did you see that Aiden? That's Turtle Boy." Is sort of sad that he did not get that interview. Made me feel so bad for him. Well, you got Alan Jackson first. Alan Jackson showed up live on Turtle Boy's Saturday night program, which was he took a Saturday night out to come pay respect to Turtle Boy. I think that's nice. As for Karen, Turtle Boy does have an argument. I mean, I think he really rallied people to the outside of the courthouse and the noise he made was instrumental in getting people to pay attention to the corruption around them. But I don't know. Howie's a ring you got to kiss in that area, isn't it? And he's got a big imprint.
Yeah, for sure. And I agree with everything you just said about Aiden, about Turtle Boy. and him coming into the case, as a side note, I am good friends with a Boston police officer who's in the administrative side of things, and he told me back in April of 23, when this case was 15 months old, and I was still as a police officer, believing the narrative that had been spoon-fed to all of us that Karen killed her boyfriend with a car, and I talked to my buddy, who's actually a neighbor, a Boston police officer. I said, "Hey, what are you hearing at the water bubble? What's going on?" From Boston PD. I mean, and I know Boston police never showed up at 34 Fairview Road the morning that one of their officers was found dead on the lawn. I mean, it just it reeked of issues and concerns on my side. Anyway, he said, "Oh, if you don't know what's going on with that case, because it's crickets at the water bubbler at BPD," he said, "you want to follow Turtle Boy." And I said, "Turtle Boy? What the Christ is Turtle Boy? That cartoon? I stopped watching them years ago." So that was my inception or introduction into Turtle Boy. And to reiterate what you said, I think Aiden deserves a tremendous amount of credit for deep diving into what he did and coming up with the information he came up with.
Absolutely. I mean, the guy's he's
But
got
Howie is a power in Massachusetts, and my understanding is he's got a lot of connections down in DC with the big guy, and we'll see. I don't think Howie's going to leave any stone unturned when it comes to keeping beating the drum on this whole case. And I mean, this case is beyond Karen Read. We got Sandra Birchmore. We got a guy in jail, a Stoughton cop in federal jail right now, who's singing apparently like a canary, and nobody else has been brought in on that. We got Justin Root, who was shot 31 times in Chestnut Hill by state troopers, some of whom were on a hearing yesterday. Not saying he fired a round, but there were 31 shots fired. Pretty much Justin Root was executed, and that's under Morrissey's watch too. So that's why we're doing a standout today.
Oh my God! Boy, the people have had enough in Boston. They're rocking. They're making noise.
Yes.
I think Morrissey's head is on a stake. He's done. That guy is done. He's a terrible DA. He's been in there for like 12 years or something, and he looks bad, by the way, Peter. He looks like his arteries are about to shut down for good. That dude needs a nice long walk and a statin.
Well, that's why they call him Meatball and pass the gravy.
He looks like he's been on a sausage and cigarette diet for
Yeah. I mean, he's got
that Boston look, He's got that Boston Ted Kennedy look. It's not good.
Well, it's not only Boston, Billy, but he's a power player in Quincy, Massachusetts. Quincy, Massachusetts, you have some huge names. You have the name Bellotti. You have the name O'Connell, who built Marina Bay. There's some serious players there. And if you go back in and do a deep dive on O'Connell family, you're going to be shocked at what you're going to find. And you'll be amazed at the lack of accountability to that family and Morrissey's connection to him.
Yeah, no kidding. Sausage and cigs, baby. Just remember that. Peter Murphy, I'm gonna be listening to that Karen Read. I hope somebody calls in and asks her thoughts on Elizabeth Banks playing her in that Prime Video series.
Right.
It's not the project that Alan and Karen are behind. They might be doing it's a different series or a movie, but
right.
That won't involve Elizabeth Banks. But if I'm them, I see that and I go, ooh, we better come out first, because Elizabeth Banks is, that's some heft right there.
Yeah, sure.
Well, I love you, baby. Just wanted to see you, check in with you. And we got to keep
I'm watching you guys all the time. And every minute I have that I can click on and you get notified that you're on TV here on the stream, I'm all over it. So you stay well. Thanks for all you're doing for the movement, 3,000 miles away, and I'll keep you in the loop. Matter of fact, I'll be on. I'll be down at Marcy Standout today. If you want any live stream, give me a shout.
Love you for that. Hey, there's a question at the bottom before you go. Is Michael Proctor getting his job back? What do you think the chances of that are? If that happens, then that is deep-seated corruption.
Yeah, not a chance in hell, in my opinion, for two reasons. Not only what he did on the stand and said on the stand, But let's face it, we had a dead police officer found on another police officer's lawn, and the Canton police started that investigation. And if you want to call it an investigation, I'd
Right.
rather say they covered it up.
Kangaroo
And
court.
yeah, and then they passed the baton on to the state police and recused themselves. Well, you know what? If he was the lead investigator, which he was identified as yesterday by his attorney, Billy, why the Christ didn't he say to the Canton police, what's on scene? Give me a quick video of what it looks like now. Make sure you post 4 officers there. Close the goddamn street. Get a command center going. You have access to really well-equipped command vehicles, mobile vehicles. Nothing gets said. Nobody from the state police, my understanding is, if my memory's correct, nobody showed up till after 5:30, and Canton police, Mike Lang drove away with Sean Good at 9 o'clock in the morning after having coffee inside 34 Fairview. Give me an effing break.
Yeah, I hope we see justice for John O'Keefe, who was at the bottom there. I hope I hope the truth comes out and the real lawsuits get filed and the real people go on the stand on the other side. There's a few people that sat on that witness stand that needed to be sitting at the table next to their lawyer instead.
Exactly.
Big guy, I love you, Peter. Thank you for checking in. A friend for life.
Absolutely, man. You stay well. Next time I'm out to visit my daughter, we're gonna connect out there.
You better, man.
All right. Best to you and Steve. Thank you. Yeah.
There he goes. There goes Murphy. What a great guy. Peter Murphy. God, do we love that guy. What a great guy. It's just, some people make you feel so damn cozy. I used to say about people, like, a television thing. Because I did a lot of time in morning television, is you ask yourself the question, if that person walked into, because you're doing morning TV, if that person walked into your living room, into your kitchen, and you were home alone and you were making coffee or whatever, and would you feel uncomfortable? Would you feel nervous or a little off? Or would you be like, hey, Peter Murphy's that guy? You know what I mean? We're doing a morning thing here. We want Peter Murphy with us at all times. I used to be like, when I was arrived at the Today Show, I was like, does Lauer give that vibe? Does Lauer give that? Like, he's the most successful morning TV guy ever. And I'm like, but would you feel comfortable if you came into the room and like you were in a bathrobe making coffee or something? You'd be like, ugh. How does that work? How did that happen? We got to turn our attention here, folks. A couple of people, Peter's job. What will Peter's job be on the cruise? I think head of security, but not enforcing anything. You know what I mean? Just like, he's got the title, but he just sits back and with umbrellas in his drinks, and really we don't hold him to account. So it's titular.
Billy, what would the job be for Peter? Like, just to walk around and talk to people and make sure everything's going good and everybody's happy. Like, what's that title? Like,
that was it's kind of like, what is that? The purser?
the purser.
The purser. No one knows what the hell that means. No one knows what the hell a purser is. But I told you, he just drinks for free, and
Yes.
we just love him. And basically,
That's what it
he
is.
just sits there in the chair and hangs out and moves around, and
Yes.
people just go, "Oh my God, yeah."
Peter's here. I mean, Peter comes in the room, everyone gets excited. That's
Oh God, what is Mildred doing? I just want, before we turn serious here, calm down, Michelle. Is Mildred squaring off with Michelle? Oh my God. Well, Carla suggests that Peter would be the cruise director. I'm not sure about that. I don't know. We might go out. We may never come back. But I think, client services. Look at the client services for Peter. Oh my God, it's so funny. Oh, Mildred, what is she saying, Steve? I wish I could. That cup Billy is drinking from. I wish I could. What? Billy has the calves of a Cupidon in heaven. I could hear the bells singing. Bells don't sing, they ring, my love. All right, turn serious here for a second, because I think everybody's just, it's just, here we go again, right? The tragedy in Minnesota, Annunciation Catholic Church. Oh my God. 2 little kids, parish, 8 and 10 years old, 14 kids between the ages of 6 and 15 injured, 3 senior citizens. Shooter barricaded, 2 doors, fired through the windows. 23-year-old Robin Westman, believed to be a former student. And the question is, why? Well, the motive is no one really knows as of now, but the social media posts from Robin show a fixation on guns and violence and school shooters, past school shooters. Posted all kinds of diary entries describing these type of acts, drawing the church's interior. I have to say, this is a terrible job by anyone in law enforcement or FBI. Like, I mean, drawing the inside of a church and also glamorizing the death and the murder of young people like that. It's just like, how did we not see it all? The Democrats are going to blame guns. Here we go again. They will blame the gun laws, and I get it. That's the foundation. The Republicans will blame Tim Walz and the trans of it all. And, that's at 17 years old. Robin filed a court document to change her first name to Robin from Robert, signed by her mom. 17, that's a minor. The document noted that she identified as female, wants her name to reflect that identification. Look, whatever part of the issue you grab onto in order to feel better about the true horror of children dying, again, you have to look into local and federal law enforcement. Jesus Christ, who the hell is looking after this? If you can't find with someone whose trail and clues are this obvious, like, how are you going to find the ones that are in the weeds? In a stream of conscious videos that Robin posted, she was fixating on guns and violence and school shooters and all this stuff, anti-Semitic and racist language and threats against the president. And oh my God. So the mayor of Minnesota, Jacob Frey, says, we should not be operating out of a place of hate for anyone. We should be operating out of a place of love for our kids. Kids died today. This needs to be about them. I couldn't agree more, Mr. Mayor, but we should investigate the psychological and emotional effects of massive hormonal transition and increase aftercare for adults who transition. Minors transitioning, I think, is there's just too much happening in the body at that. It's and parents signing off on it. I don't know. I mean, there's too much change in transition. I mean, forget about the physical transition that's going on. I mean, the frontal lobe doesn't form until 25. Hormones change rapidly. A 17-year-old boy is irritable, and 17-year-old girls, I've raised 3 of them, irritable. Oh my God, the mood swings because of what's happening in there is so hard. But, the last observation here is the shooting was this is the 146th U.S. school shooting in 2025. 146th in 2025. We're not even through the year. And the 4th deadly Minneapolis shooting in 24 hours. So there were 3 others. Anyway, those are my thoughts. Those are my feelings. Let's go to the chat. Keeping the families in prayer, of course. That is first. I'm just heartbroken. I mean, yeah, I saw what Megyn Kelly said about the fact that Sandy Hook was 20 little children at that age. And if anything didn't, change after that, it won't this time. Mental illness needs to be addressed these days and not brushed under the rug. I know, Cher. That's for sure. 146. What WTF? I know. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, New York Times, you better have this right. These numbers are absolutely staggering, says Nita. You're right. I just, my heart aches for these families. I can't imagine Boy, it's a real gut check, isn't it? I don't know what you were complaining about yesterday or today or what, I'm always bitching about something quietly. Oh, I don't share it with you. I want Mildred to only see the best me. But it's true. The Minnesota mayor needs to be fired. Transitioning minors is abhorrent. Don't forget the governor's Tim Walz. Ask for Mr. Dr. Dubrow and Heather as they allowed this with their young child. It's a doctor who is giving kids hormones to make for him. Yeah, this could go in many directions here, folks. But I think at this particular point, I got to choose to just think about those families. Just think about the mothers and the fathers who are just gutted, can't breathe, can't walk. Their anxiety is just consuming them with pain and grief and wondering, am I ever going to be able to walk again? Such evil can exist in the world. Just absolutely heartbreaking. So, I don't know if you're a religious person. I am a guy of faith, man of faith, and pray for those families. That's what I'm saying. So, we told you Karen Reed will be on Howie Carr's radio show today. I think it's like 2 p.m. Eastern time, or is it 3 p.m.? We will find out and get into it. Travis Kelce, we're going to lighten it up here. Travis Kelce. How about this? They announced the engagement, Travis and Taylor, and the next thing you know, the guy's announcing his fashion line with American Eagle. Right on the heels of Sydney Sweeney. Look at this player. Look at his hair. It's all, God, that guy's hair changes like week to week. He's like a woman with that thing. Anyway, right on the heels of the engagement, here comes Travis. Do we think Travis has good fashion sense in general? Do you find him to be a fashion icon? Like, I see some of the stuff he wears, the matching like shirt and shorts combo, and I'm like, no, like, look at that outfit in the middle, the jean suit. Like, that's terrible. On the left, that's terrible. That's all terrible. Everything he wears is pretty much terrible. But you know what's great? What he wears best, what he wears better than anyone is confidence. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't ever put one of his outfits on me, ever, because I can't pull it off. But he can. Got to give him that. Oh my God. Yeah, I mean, what about American Eagle, the role that they're on, right? It's a toxic environment to work for, per Netflix train wreck documentary, American Eagle. Well, I don't know. Maybe they've got new leadership and they're on a new role here. Because I'll tell you, their marketing isn't toxic. They're kicking ass all over the place. Mildred, who cares about Travis when Billy's around? I was sad to be a spinster, but Billy came into my life and now I'm saved. Mildred. It'd be really funny if Mildred was just some 63-year-old guy. Just like hitting me up. Mildred, you shall reveal at some point. And when that happens, I hope everybody's here. Oh my God. My hair is better than Travis's. It is. Last night, Allie said to me, she said, the hair is really going crazy. I think you might need to not take the pill for a while, the minoxidil pill. And I only took it for prevention. And we weren't seeing any problems. We just thought, oh God, what if there could be? Let's not be the people that react when it's, oh, hi, Steve.
Hi, Bill. Well, you brought up the hair, and I did want to tell you that your hair came up in the control room yesterday.
It did.
We were all kind of like, the hair's big, but now it's gone to a new level. It did come up in a close-up. It was coming up this way.
By the way, speaking of the control room, if you need a laugh in your life, and we all do, this is hysterical. So we do hot mics over at Howie Mandel's studio. Howie is our partner in things. He is so awesome. His son Alex Mandel and his crew handle a lot of social and editing and stuff with us, and they produce the show in the control room there, the main hot mics show, which I consider more of like a tight, formalized, hour. And we have a bunch of guys in there. We got Jeremy, we got Seth, we got Andrea. She's amazing. And then we got Kyle, who sits right next to Steve. Well, Kyle thought he was alone in the control room for a little while by himself. And he was. And thank God for the security camera that's in the corner of the control room, because it caught this unbelievably beautiful moment. Everybody enjoy.
Jesus Christ. God damn it.
One more time.
Okay, don't laugh.
Jesus Christ. God damn it.
Why does it make me so happy? Like, why does it make us so happy that someone we really love, like Kyle, is such a good guy? And like, I don't want bad things to happen to Kyle, but when that happens, it's like I feel good. Like, it makes me feel good. That's bad, right? That makes me a bad person, or is that just human nature? Like, we all live on a seesaw when somebody goes down like that. Oh God, Kyle, I love it. I think it's just an old canvas on the director's chair, and down he goes. Down he goes in flames. Oh my God. Back to the Taylor and Travis engagement. So as you know, they got engaged on August 26th. The day before was Blake Lively's birthday. And people were like, where's the birthday messages? Ryan Reynolds did not post anything for his wife's birthday, which is crazy. And then, Blake starts seeing that, nobody posted. So she, the next day, wakes up on the 27th, wakes up on the 26th on Tuesday and starts reposting all the stories that people did. No, look, these are the people. And so she posted birthday stories from Amber Tamblyn, Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, and a bunch of different makeup artists and stylists, which is the usual for a lot of female celebrities. You're not normal when your best friends are on the payroll. So she, the next day, she posts all of these birthday messages. Bang. Whoops. Wrong day to do that. Taylor Swift drops the engagement at the same time and drowns the whole darn thing out. Unbelievable. But Amber Tamblyn, on her birthday message, she says, to the one who does so much in the background without wanting credit. And I was watching this Instagram post from this woman, like Muggles, I think her name is. And she said, in the background without wanting credit, is this not the same person who demanded a producer credit from Justin Baldoni and stepped very much out of the background into the foreground? Yeah, no post from, and by the way, no post from Blake about Taylor. This is the godmother of your children. And no post about, hey, godmother of my children, congratulations on your engagement. So just a shitload of awkwardness right there. Oh my God. You know what, Lisa? Lisa says, Bushman, Steve, I'm sorry I'm late. I'm not going to forgive Lisa today, Steve. I'm not doing it. I always forgive Lisa. I'm always such a pushover. Lisa thinks like, oh, I can just be late. I can just show up whenever. And I always take it. And you know what? No. And that leads me to a very important topic. I really think this is interesting, and it is a philosophical debate for our times. Every era that we live in offers a different lesson about how to self-actualize, how to live, the best way to live. In the early 1900s, Dale Carnegie wrote How to Win Friends and Influence People. He was talking about smiling and giving compliments and sucking up, placating people and sucking up your way to the top. Well, the message today is the opposite. We've got division all over the country. We've got wars. We've got all kinds of things. We've got, migrants being taken away. And the message today is you can turn inward and just focus on yourself. Forget the issues of other people. So if you think of the bestseller list as a harbinger, as a sort of a mirror to the social moment we live in, The message of 2025, according to this Wall Street Journal piece, is you can be a little bit of a jerk. So here's what's coming. Here's what's popular on the bestseller list. The Courage to Be Disliked. Have you heard of this book? 10 million copies have sold. I remember when I got fired from my NBC job, at the Today Show, when my life went into a hole. I read The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, and that's been on the New York Times bestseller list since 2016, since I got fired. And in September, what's around the corner? Everybody's talking about this new book called Fawning: Why the Need to Please Makes Us Lose Ourselves. Wow. And how to find our way back. Here's the thesis: that some people are conditioned by life experiences to placate other people, and that they would be way better served by resisting that twitch and putting themselves first. Okay. Do we like this message? Does it resonate? I remember the amazing Times columnist David Brooks, who I like, wrote the book The Second Mountain, which is like you get to the beginning of your life, you have kids, and you're everything you do is you make money for yourselves and your families, and that's it. It's a selfish period, but necessarily so. And then your kids get older, and then you live life on the second mountain, which is for other people, for other people's lives. And that's where you find real fulfillment and happiness and joy, is living for other people. But the message that I'm seeing here is no. The courage to be disliked, the fawning, the need to, why we please other people. I don't know. I mean, I can understand the losing the self part, and I can understand the people pleasing. I'm sure we got more than a couple people pleasers in our chat group here. I'm pretty sure of that, right? I suffer with it. I say yes to things I don't really want to say yes to. And then I get like resentful and pissed. Why did I do that? Why did I tell my girlfriend, my daughter, my ex-wife, whatever, that I would do so and so when I don't want to do it? And now let's hear from the ultimate philosopher, Mildred. I live for someone else. I'm trying to have a serious moment here, but Mildred, you remind me that maybe we don't need one. I don't know. Yeah. I gotta hit. Yeah. Oh, look at this. This is such the timing, the kismet. Carol says, so serious question. Did NBC ever apologize to you, especially after the Lauer crap? Well, the guy that hired me was the president and general manager of the Today Show, and then he later on became president of NBC News. That's Noah Oppenheim. He no longer works there. Actually, nobody from that era works there. They burned through everybody. But Noah Oppenheim apologized to me 6 months after getting fired. He said, if you never speak to me again, I'll understand we acted too quickly. I'm so damn sorry. And I said, yeah, but I'll be picking up the pieces for years and years and years, man. And the psychological, emotional damage that I had to go fix with Tony Robbins and a million other people. Thanks. I don't get me wrong. I appreciate you calling me and sharing that. And I do forgive you, because we're all wired in certain ways, right? We're wired for good. We're wired for evil. We're wired for weakness. And he didn't do anything evil. I mean, he didn't fire me. He just didn't stand up and fight for me. He was new into the job. The guy that fired me was his boss, Andy Lack. And boy, did I wake up this morning to something interesting in my news notes, because I read Puck News. I'm a subscriber. It says, on the latest edition of the Grill Room podcast, Andy Lack, the former chairman of NBC News and MSNBC, joined me to pore over the myriad existential crises rattling television news, as well as his new act as purveyor, as well as his purveyor of local news startups across the Deep South. So that's what he's trying to do, local news TV stations across the Deep South. You got a Jewish guy from New York who's going down to the Deep South to like start TV stations. So Andy Lack will be on the Grill Room. I can't wait to listen to that, but I wish it was live so I could call in and say, hey, Andy, fuck yourself. It has to be said. I was very clear when I did my launch podcast with Tucker Carlson. I went on his show, not a political experience. We talked about my life, and I've known Tucker for a very long time. Some of his politics, personally very close. And he was wonderful, by the way. That interview, over 12 million people watched that interview with me and Tucker. And we talked about, I said, I reserve negative feelings for one person. I can forgive a lot of people in life. I'll forgive everybody, but not that piece of shit. Not that piece of shit. I'm getting called away because I got to take someone to school. Who's that? Oh, hey, I got to take somebody to school. Johnny, you want to say hello to everybody?
Hi, everybody.
There's Johnny. There's Johnny. That's Allie's great. He's a legend, this guy. Very good athlete. Very good quarterback. Very good golfer. There you go. Very handsome. Put on my sunglasses. Show everybody your sunglasses. Hey, everybody, look. New Hollywood agent, Swifty Lazar. There he is. Closing deals all over town. Bang. All right, let's go. I got to run. Hey, have the best long weekend, everybody. I got to take this man to school. I got to go freeload, and I'm going to play golf, and I'm going to be on a boat, and I'm going to be posting about it and having fun. I want to see everybody's stories when we come back. Should we talk Monday morning? I'll be around. But it's like I'm down for Steve to rest. Maybe Steve rest. Maybe we come back Tuesday. Let's all have a long weekend. Steve's looking at me like, Steve needs the rest. We're doing this for Steve. Okay, everybody, have the best.
We will be on Monday afternoon, Bill. We will be
Monday
on
afternoon hot mics.
Yeah.
We'll do that later on. Absolutely. We've got a riveting story of the medium, John Edward, and his 25-year secret relationship with FBI investigator Bob Hilland. And the two of them solved a lot of big cases together that nobody ever knew about.
They're all spelling Johnny right.
They are? Oh, good. They're spelling Johnny right. That's nice of you, everybody. There's Johnny. Here's every Johnny gets a here's. I'm going to give you a here's. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Here's Johnny. That used to happen on the Tonight Show. Goodbye, everybody. Have a great weekend. Steve, take us out. Bye, Mildred.